Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. We've been working on my stretched mower, but today we're going to work on my 45 Farmall H. Things we've got to do is put an ignition switch on it because lately I've been hot wiring it. For some reason this terminal right here is cracked, so we're going to replace it. And we're also going to wire in my alternator to start charging. So, got a little bit to do. Let's get started. Right now we're about to try and figure out where we're going to mount my relay.
Right here.
And we're, just gonna hide it up under there. Here are all the goodies. Got an ignition switch. Got our terminal block. And we got a starter relay.
Come on, thing. Right there. We'll put it about right there.
So we're going to mount it hopefully up in here. We're going to use this one existing hole and then drill another hole for the second bracket.
We got to hook the alternator up so it starts charging. We could go to accessory here, but I don't want to do that because it may even turn off when you're going to start, which would be the battery or the ignition. Yeah, I'm going to have to check, or the middle. I'm not sure. I'll have to take an ohm meter to this, figure out what I got. We're going to go to the relay, and that goes from the switch to the relay, from the battery to the starter. This one goes to a coil, so it gives it a full 12 volts when it's starting, but we're going to hook it to the alternator. While it's energized, it'll energize the alternator and make it start charging. I should not get nothing nowhere. I hope. All right, good. Now we're going to turn it to on. And the battery should go to ignition. Maybe not. Oh.
That was accessory.
That was accessory.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go all the way to accessory, just see what we got. Accessory should be there to battery. Yes, and it is. So then we turn it on.
That's here on accessory. You're on accessory, aren't you?
No. That's accessory. That's off. That's on.
Okay.
All right. So on should be battery to ignition. And it is. Accessory is also on. See there?
Mm-hmm. That's ground.
All right. Turn it to start. Yep. Turn it to start. This one though, see, that goes to the solenoid. So this is your battery. The ignition would go to the coil, but we don't need to do that because this thing doesn't run on a coil. It runs on a magneto. So it would crank with a hand crank and nothing else. But we're not going to do that. So all we need this for is a starter, so we don't need the ignition switch. We could hook the alternator there, but you don't want the alternator to stay hot all the time. You want to get it energized and then it cuts off and does its own thing. an accessory we can hook to a light. So this one goes to the starter, that one goes to the battery, and that's really all we need. When the solenoid's energized from here, then it's going to energize the alternator. So 1, 2, 3 wires, and we're on that, and we're there.
All right, so 20 minutes later, we have everything wired up. We have our ignition switch up here. We've got this cable right here running to the hot on the battery. This one right here going to our starter relay. We have our starter relay mounted down here. And on the other side, we have our bottom hot going from the switch to the starter to kick the starter relay over. And then we have our alternator energizing wire going to that top terminal up there. Everything should be wired correctly, so now all we have to do is try and crank it up.
Right now, 12.4.
Okay.
You probably have to choke it. Gas is on, and then as soon as you crank, cut the choke off.
Ready?
Yep. Hey, was that easy?
All right, so it fired right up. That's what we were hoping for. Right now, I still have the magneto grounding through this toggle switch instead of through my ignition switch. I'll end up needing to get another relay to make it work through the ignition switch because they work the exact opposite of each other. But it's not a big deal. We will do that another day. All right, so if you like this short little video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, see more stuff like it, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.
Bye.